Fellas, please, do yourself a favor and don't marry Jezebel. Just don't. Who is Jezebel, you ask? Well, she's a character in the Bible, yes, but she is also a spirit who is very much active in the world today. The spirit of Jezebel is characterized by fierce independence as well as a domineering, controlling, narcissistic, self-aggrandizing, self-serving, self-righteous, indignant personality. Now, I debated including in this video a description of the type of woman you should be interested in pursuing, a woman of God who is loyal, faithful, understanding, wants to see and help you succeed, wants to grow with you, supportive, etc. But after some thought, these things are just naturally appealing to our better nature as men. We know what we should want in a woman. Not that we generally submit to our better nature, but usually end up thinking with the wrong head, hence the reason for this video, but often go against our own judgment and dive right in where angels fear to tread. So I decided it would make sense to focus more on highlighting some of the red flags to watch out for when navigating the tumultuous dating scene this generation finds itself inextricably immersed in. The problem many men fall prey to is they don't realize they're dating Jezebel. She hides it fairly well at first, so you have to be vigilant and watch out for some of these Jezebel red flags. She is most likely very sensual, spiritual, and overly emotional. That one's kind of tough, because most women are more emotional than most men, so it's more of a judgment call, but just something to consider. If you are dating a woman who has cheated on you and played the victim, then demanded it be completely forgotten about as if it never happened once you foolishly and naively forgave her, you might be dating Jezebel. If she makes decisions for the both of you without so much as mentioning them to you, let alone asking for your input, you might be dating Jezebel. If she has to have control over everything around her in order to feel comfortable, you might be dating Jezebel. If she demands a beachfront wedding in Florida that you can't afford because you live in the suburbs of Chicago and have bills to pay, but she will settle for nothing less, you might be dating Jezebel. If she refuses to work but demands access to your money and spends it with reckless abandon, you might be dating Jezebel. If she is not capable of keeping jobs, friendships, or a long-term life plan for longer than a couple years, you might be dating Jezebel. If she insists on having complete privacy and freedom to text other people, including men, but must have access to and supervision of your text messaging, you might be dating Jezebel. If she routinely tries to shift the focus away from any wrongdoing on her part, no matter how egregious, focusing instead on any minuscule thing you could feasibly be held culpable for, you might be dating Jezebel. If you suddenly realize you are afraid to bring something up or have a discussion with her for fear that it will invariably escalate into a nasty shouting match the instant she starts to feel it isn't going her way, you might be dating Jezebel. If she stays home all day while you work and the house is a complete catastrophe when you get home every day and she offers up a big sob story about how stressful her day was without even caring or asking about yours, you might be dating Jezebel. Now I know some of you may be thinking, so what's the worst that could happen? So what if she's a little crazy? All women are crazy, right? Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that those may be the most destructive words you've ever said to yourself. If you do marry Jezebel, all of these toxic traits will be amplified by the newfound security and comfort she now has, knowing you are stuck with her and it's much more difficult to free yourself of her meat hooks. In the divorce, she will hide her relationship with her new boyfriend until the divorce is finalized on the grounds of irreconcilable differences, so as not to disqualify herself from having complete legal freedom to drag you through the ringer and take whatever she wants from you in court. She will probably continue to refuse to work, giving the judge no choice but to take half of your paycheck each week for child support, because after all, someone has to provide for the children. She will put on a facade of agreeability and pretend to work with you in the name of co-parenting and the best interests of the children, but only as long as she is getting her way and everyone goes along with her dictates. The moment you disagree with her or, God forbid, tell her no or push back on her in any way, you have declared war in her eyes and she will absolutely die on every single hill. She will not accept loss as an acceptable outcome to any argument. She will subconsciously undermine you to the children, telling them things that look good on paper, but wording them craftily to weave a hidden tapestry of doubt regarding your fitness as a father. She will convince them, through this constant subconscious brainwashing, that she is the one who is doing things correctly, and that all the bad things that have happened to this family are your fault. She will consistently question and undermine every decision and action you take regarding the children, often directly to the children, sowing even further doubt as to your ability to effectively parent them. Now of course, some of this is just plain, good old-fashioned hubris. She actually believes that she knows best in every situation, and cannot fathom the possibility of allowing someone else to be in control of any of her circumstances, regardless of how much more readily equipped they are to do so. But like I said, there is also much more to it than simple, human hubris. Evil is real, regardless of what some bleeding heart secularists will try to tell you. Evil spirits are real and very much active in our world today. And every time you act with hubris, relying on your own wisdom, strength, ability, knowledge, etc., you invite evil spirits to work through you. It's only by humbling yourself to God and allowing the Holy Spirit to work in you and through you that you will find your path in life. Evil spirits, or demons, do not die. Humans do. So the same spirits that were working through Jezebel and Ahab in the Bible are now working through this generation, as with every generation in between. The spirit of Jezebel is divisive, destructive, spiteful, cynical, controlling, ruthless, and relentless. If you marry a Jezebel, she will destroy and tear down everything around her just so that she feels some sense of control. She will often cause unnecessary drama and upset every apple cart she encounters, just to see where everything lands and whether it's more suited to her liking. She has absolutely no qualms about destroying lives, causing hardship, and inflicting pain if she sees any potential benefit to herself, no matter how minuscule, by doing so, regardless of how destructive it is to the other person or people involved. When her life begins to inevitably fall apart, she will be completely blind to how deeply her own behaviors and actions have contributed to it, pointing fingers and assigning blame to anyone and everyone but herself. God willing, if you manage to escape this woman with your life, and at a reasonably young age, you may have a chance at yet enjoying a serene, productive, fulfilling life once you have shaken loose of her talents. Maybe even start yourself a YouTube channel.